Yo, what's up? It's the Boxing Wizard. All right. I want to talk a little bit about the McDonough and Broner fight. Um, of course, I had Broner to win, and more importantly, I had Broner to dance on McDonough. But let me give you a little background first. If you guys do research in my video archives, you will see right after McDonough defeated Josecito Lopez, I, in my video, said that McDonough is a future champ. So way back, we could say 6 months ago, that I was giving McDonough props. So let's just consider that going forward. I was never a hater of McDonough. Now, I don't make videos of too many other fighters outside of Broner and Mayweather. I'm clearly Broner and Mayweather fans, but I did take time to make a video for McDonough, as I truly believe that he would be champ sometime in the future. Was I right? Is he champ right now? All right, so it's not that surprising that he beat Broner to become champ. Broner was my guy. You go with your guy despite all odds. That's just anything, sports, period. People go with their team 1-15, their team 1-14, or let's say their team 0-15. That last game, you want your team to win, and it doesn't matter who they're playing. You're saying to yourself, my team cannot go 0-16. They have to win this last game. I don't give a damn if it's Brady, Peyton, Rodgers. My team is going to win this game against all odds. Well, that's how I feel about Broner and Mayweather. It doesn't matter who they fight. Mayweather can schedule to fight Andre Ward in May. And trust me, I'm going to go with Mayweather. And I'm going to talk trash for Mayweather. So that's just part of the game, But I always have respect for McDonough because he reminded me of Trinidad, as I pointed out in my video in June. I love Trinidad. It's one of my favorite all-time fighters. Trinidad, Roy Jones Jr., and Prince Nassim Ahmed are three of my favorite fighters of all time. So McDonough gave me that Trinidad type vibe, so I clinged on to him. Moving on. When Broner went from lightweight to welterweight, as a Broner fan, I was concerned. I'm not going to let you guys know, but I was concerned for my own good. Just sitting back at home like, damn, that's a huge jump, 2 weight classes. Kind of hoping that he had fatigue, hoping he could weather the weight. Where I was concerned about his punching power going with him. I want him to go to light welterweight so he can have, it won't be that much of a stretch. But anyway, when he fought Paulie Malignaggi, before the fight, Paulie said a couple key things. He said he's going to expose Broner. Broner ain't fighting anybody, saying who, blah, 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 blah. Now, as a guy who's go Broner all the way, I'm not listening to what Paulie's saying. I'm ignoring all the facts and stats he's bringing out because I'm go Broner, So the fight ends. And the first thing I took heed of was how exactly right Paulie was when he was saying what Broner couldn't and could do and what he was going to expose with Broner. So once again, as a Broner fan, I'm still saying, whatever. Broner will come, or he will overcome it and will be better. But I also noticed that Broner did not land. He was landing good punches on Paulie, some power shots, but the effect wasn't a power shot. Paulie took those punches like they were jabs. So that raised a flag in my head and in my heart. And when Paulie said months after the fight, he said, actually during the McDonough and Broner hype, when they already scheduled the fight, like maybe a couple weeks before their bout, Paulie said this. He said, listen, man, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not hating on Broner. This is Paulie. Paulie said, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not hating on Broner. Out of all the so-called heavy punchers I ever fought, he said Broner was the weakest puncher. He said Broner hit like excuse my French, he said Broner hits like a bitch.
Adrian Broner stops throwing punches when he's uncomfortable. And I noticed that. I caught on to that in some of the video I had seen of him before the fight. He doesn't throw punches when he's uncomfortable. He kind of backs off into his shell, and he has this body language where he'll fool you if you're an idiot and you're not really watching the fight, that make himself look like he's comfortable. But in reality, he's not comfortable, because what fighter doesn't throw punches in a fight if he's that comfortable? Adrian's going to have to, in my opinion, maybe include some movement in the ring against Maidana that he hasn't shown recently, including against me, I don't know that Adrian can stand there and turn his shoulders left and right and do all that stuff against Maidana. Because
I don't know that Adrian can stand there and turn his shoulders left and right and do all that stuff against Maidana. Because
Maidana, with that power, will hit him everywhere, and we'll see.
That's what Paulie said. And he said, I'm dead ass. He said, I'm not lying, I'm not spreading rumors. He said, that's how he hit. So when he said that, me as a logical fan, I'm like, well, wow, that's a concern. If Paulie's being straight up honest, he's not hating, that fight's over, done with, whatever happened between those two, he moved on. He, at that time, beat up Zab Judah, so he moved on. He still was claiming that Broner can't punch. So, my point is, when I was leading up to the Broner-Maidana fight, I'm saying to myself, like, wow, if that's true, then Broner's going to struggle, not just against Maidana, but in that division, period. Or he will have to fight like Tim Bradley to survive. He will have to use more legs, more head movement, and pop shots. Don't worry about a knockout. But Broner didn't believe that his power was not there, and that was his demise versus Maidana. One of his demises. Of course, he had a few mistakes in that ring. Well, a lot of mistakes in that ring. Anyway, so that was a red flag in my mind that Paulie was dead serious when he said that. Now, leading up to the Marcus Maidana fight, Broner had a problem with. I love Broner as a fighter. I love him as a talent, but I never. My circle will tell you, I never agree with his antics. The funny stuff is cool, but not the sex tapes, not the cursing, profanity in every interview, the gold teeth, the rapping. I was never a fan of that. Never was a fan of that. I was a fan of the skill and the talent, not all that other stuff. I wish he never even did that. Rapping about killing and shooting and drugs. Come on, man. Please. I was just an embarrassment to me as a Broner fan, because every time I big Broner up, some critic would bring up his antics. And I say, well, damn, I got to fight with the antics now, which is a losing battle. But he was disrespecting boxing. And by partying, sex tapes, gaining weight, and losing it to make the fight, disrespecting Maidana, talking trash without ever studying how to fight Maidana. Okay? Moving on. So now to All Access. When Broner talks and Maidana talks, of course Maidana's talking in Spanish, so they got an interpreter. Maidana said one key thing that, once again, another flag. Maidana said, Broner has never fought anybody that was a potential star or had the making of a star boxing. And I was saying, like, damn, that's true. I couldn't argue that. So all these pieces, all this evidence is coming in my face, like, damn, Broner might not be all that he's hyped up to be. It was like causing doubt in my mind, but I gotta roll my boy. So I put the video out anyway. Now I knew all this before I put my video called Broner would dance on Maidana. I already made the video, but I didn't upload it yet. And I'm hearing all this stuff. Everything seemed like it's on point, but I still had faith in my boy. I said, let me throw the video out there. Let me just throw my reputation on the line. Screw it. So I threw the video out. I said, well, let's see what happens. Okay, so now this night of the fight. The video I put in the morning, Broner would dance on Maidana. That's the morning. The night of the fight, I'm watching Keith Thurman and Soto Karass. Now check this out. I predicted that Keith Thurman would knock out Soto Karass in the 3rd or 4th round. Why did I say that? Well, because Maidana fought Soto Karass and knocked him out in the 8th round. So I'm saying surely Keith Thurman hits harder than Maidana, so Keith Thurman will knock him out 3rd and 4th round. Well, guess what? When that fight was going on and the rounds was passing, I noticed it's 6th, 7th round, and Keith Thurman ain't knocked him out yet. I think he knocked him down, but it's late in the rounds, like 6th, 7th round. And I'm saying to myself, well, damn, if Thurman is knocking Soto Karass down and out near the rounds that Maidana knocked Soto Karass out, then that means Keith Thurman power is equal to McDonough's. And I never wanted Broner to fight Keith Thurman because of the power. So now reality is hitting me now. Like, wow, McDonough hit hard as Keith Thurman. So I'm like, oh boy, I hope Broner got a game plan for McDonough. I hope he don't get hit by McDonough, because up until that point, I'm thinking McDonough hit, like an average fighter, nothing spectacular, nothing special, nothing, nothing with, great substance. So now I'm doubting myself now, like, wow, they hit pretty much the same, practically the same. So if Broner fights McDonough and beat him, now I'm not afraid if he fights Keith Thurman down, because McDonough and Keith Thurman punches the same power. If he gets through McDonough, take his punches, he could take Keith Thurman punches. That's my logic. So, but I'm still nervous though. I'm like, well, now he got that knockout power like Keith Thurman. So moving on. When McDonough came out, McDonough seemed like he was serious. When Broner came out to that guy rapping, whatever, that guy was corny as hell. When I seen Broner rapping the lyrics too, he did not have a comfortable face rapping those lyrics. And that was another flag. Like, whoa, this guy really seems nervous. Like, he's not making me feel comfortable that he'll win this fight. He's making me feel like he's not sure if he can win this fight. Like, he's just trying to convince himself, So, round one, you know what happened. The good punches landed on Broner, almost took him down. Like, whoa. Okay, so McDonough do hit hard as Keith Thurman like I thought, because they both knocked out Silk Carrots around the same rounds. So I'm saying to myself, okay, that's a good shot. Broner didn't go down. He'll shake it off. He'll get out of his way now. He'll shoulder roll, Philly shell the punches, and outpoint him. Maybe drop him too, because McDonough's chin is not sound at all, as I made that video. So I'm thinking like, all right, now Broner could knock him out and just win on points. He got two options. Because McDonough can hit hard, but he's not going to hit Broner. The second round, Broner, whatever the reason was, had his hands down. McDonough swung a left heave hook. Like, come on, man. Like, bro, I'm not much of a boxer, and I could duck that. And caught Broner in the face. Broner staggered. He threw another right hand punch, and the left hand punch again to the face and dropped Broner. Okay. So Broner gets up quick. Instead of being a professional, Broner got that ego problem. Like, he cared about how he looked, instead of just doing what's right. He should have stayed down for a couple seconds, gathered himself, and got back up. You when you get hit that hard, you should know whether you can last or not, or if you can at least get up for the standing 10 count or 8 count, whatever he was doing. But anyway, when he got hit, if you can get up that fast to prove you're not hurt, then you could also just take a few seconds and then get up. What's wrong with that? Take a few seconds, then get up. Stop trying to impress everybody. So he gets up fast. He got the wobble legs, the Zab Judah legs. It looked like he was doing the what's that dance? Yeah, the butterfly. The old Jamaican dance, the butterfly. Like he was doing a butterfly with his legs. So McDonough went to swing at him again, and couldn't drop him. Broner trying to clinch, and Broner had clinching problems. We just learned that Broner don't know how to clinch. He was so big on himself that he thought he'll never have to clinch. He'll never get hurt. So we found out that Broner has another weakness. He don't know how to clinch. So he's trying to clinch. McDonough's throwing him off of him and swinging at him, trying to knock him out. Broner survives. But you would think that the corner would say, listen, man, you got dropped by a wide left hook. Now, if Broner team his trainers would have really trained for this fight seriously, all of them are to blame. They would have known that McDonough knocks people out with the left hook. Just watch out for that, and you can win. Because if you don't get knocked out, you're going to win on points. So, ball game. No, they don't tell him that. Why? Because Broner sits in the corner and argues with them because his prize on the line now. So they trying to tell him to calm down and stick to the game plan. And Broner's like, yeah, I got it, man. Chill, I got it. I got knocked down. So what, man? It's lucky, man. I got it, man. Whatever, man. Don't tell me anything else. Just do what you do over there. Give me water. Wipe my blood and put Vaseline on my face, and that's it. Don't tell me anything. Just I got it. So now they're looking like, all right, well you got it then. So now Broner fights back, make it a fight. Y'all can agree he made it a fight after that. 8th round, McDonough swings a wide left hook again. Catches Broner. Don't drop him. He took it pretty well. He came back immediately with a right punch to the body. Then he came back upstairs with a left hook and dropped Broner again. I mean, okay. So after that, you would think the trainer would say, yo, listen, man, just listen. He's knocking